Hello, friends. Please listen in on my conversation with Beverly Kane Baker, one of the great viola players of our Virginia Symphony Orchestra. Okay, so Beverly, you have been with our Virginia Symphony Orchestra for 31 years.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, you must have a lot of memories of great magical moments in all that time. What is some of your all-time favorite moments performing on stage with the Virginia Symphony Orchestra?
The one that stands out in my mind is when we played in Carnegie Hall, 1997, April 15th. That date will always stick with me. It was a wonderful trip for us, and to actually be on the stage where so many great artists have been was wonderful. That stands out for me. In 31 years, there have been so many. What we just playing Bolero. This is probably my fourth or fifth time playing it, and it's always new and different and wonderful.
Yes, this was a very familiar sounding piece. I think I've heard it in movies and probably TV commercials and all kinds of...
You've probably heard it on TV. You've probably heard it on any number of shows. It's very, very popular. Has a very, very driving beat to it, and it builds and builds and builds from a very, very small sound to the largest, biggest sound that the orchestra can get. So it's very wonderful.
Right. Well, you definitely know your music, and Virginia Symphony Orchestra has just announced their new season for 2014-2015. You must be pretty excited about some of the pieces. For example, Babar the Elephant.
Babar the Elephant? I've done Babar the Elephant once before, not done quite as much, but that should be very, very wonderful for our children's concert. They will love it, I'm sure.
Yes, and of course there's going to be Mozart, yes, which I'm sure you love.
Yes, I do love Mozart. I don't think we're doing it next year, but I did have the opportunity. I have had many chances to actually play solos with the orchestra, and I've done the Symphonia Concertante by Mozart, which is for violin and viola.
Wow. That's great. So what are some of your favorite musical compositions?
This is a tough one. I enjoy Brahms symphonies very much because they have wonderful viola parts. It's funny. Our role in the orchestra is pretty much what we would call an inner voice, meaning we mainly do harmony. Every now and then violas have maybe a solo, but not for long, so we have to actually grab our moments when we can. And Brahms symphonies have wonderful viola melodies in them, so I would definitely have to go with Brahms symphonies.
Excellent. Now, if there is one piece of advice that you would want to pass on to aspiring musicians, what would that advice be?
Follow your heart as far as music goes, because after you've practiced for hours and hours and you've bought music and you've done all those things, it really comes down to what you bring to it as a person, and everybody brings something different. So follow your heart.
Right, that's wonderful. Yeah, I like that. All right, I'm going to give you some quick rapid-fire questions.
Oh, boy.
What is your favorite movie?
All-time favorites is Dances with Wolves. It has a wonderful score to it, actually,
yeah,
and the scenery in it and the whole plot in it. It just really, really how this guy, how his life changes when he meets Indians.
Right. All right. What is your favorite style of music?
I do like jazz and gospel, actually. Those are my two forms that actually, when I get in my car, I had an gospel artist named Israel Houghton. I don't know how to say his last name, but I have him playing in my car. As soon as I get back in my car, I'll be listening to some gospel.
And what is something that you listen to what's the type of music that you listen to that would be kind of unexpected for a Virginia Symphony Orchestra musician?
I love Michael Jackson, actually. I have Michael Jackson to me. Michael Jackson is one of the greatest artist, I feel, of all time. Many people might beg to
I would not beg to differ with that.
He really, there's so many things that I've learned actually as a performer, watching him, what he does when he performs.
Oh, he was amazing.
Yes, really.
I mean, how about when Virginia Symphony Orchestra performed with the Michael Jackson tribute dancer?
I enjoyed that so much.
I bet you loved it.
Yes, I did. Wonderful, because I actually grew up on those songs. As I was maybe, I want to say I was maybe 10 years old when Jackson 5 first came on the scene, and I actually saw them in concert 3 times.
Wow.
And while I was doing Mozart, maybe in the morning, I would be listening to Jackson 5 in the evening.
What's your all-time favorite Michael Jackson solo song? That's a tough one.
Billie Jean. That song just never dies. That song is maybe 20 years old, and it still just has that beat, has that groove that just doesn't
wakes you
die.
up and it gets you. Yeah.
Yes.
Very cool. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. And
thank you.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing?
Sure.
I have a very special relationship with this orchestra. The Virginia Symphony first started out being called the Norfolk Symphony, and when I was 9 years old, I actually heard them at a young person's concert, and I sat up in the seats, and I was watching, and I actually went home that day, and I told my mom, I said, "Mommy, one day I want to play in a symphony just like that one."
Oh.
I had no idea that I would actually be playing in that symphony. So I actually heard them play at age 9. At age 17, I actually played in the orchestra, and here I am back here.
Wow.
Yeah, so I have a special relationship, and I'm from Hampton Roads area. This is my home, so
Nice.
it's kind of nice to actually have that as well. When I first started, actually, I've seen there was maybe two musicians that I saw at age 9 were actually in the orchestra when I joined. So that was wonderful for me to have actually seen them as a kid, and then to actually be, having them sit next to me was just a wonderful experience.
Great. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me, especially I know there's a lot of noise going on. We are literally backstage at Chrysler Hall, and they're breaking down the instruments and all the sets right now. And thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you, David. I enjoyed it very much.
Okay. And I look forward to seeing you perform for 31 more years.
I hope so. I hope I can hang in there for 31 more years.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.